Hey, Coach Ken here. Let's talk economic news. You can't help but watch the news, and there's all this talk about a rising interest rate environment and the coming recession. So I've had people ask me, Ken, tell me about this rising interest rate environment and coming recession, and what do we do about it? What are some answers? What is it? How is it going to affect me? What do we do? Okay, so let's first take a look at it. Rising interest rates, generally speaking, all things remaining constant, can put a damper on both the stock market and the bond market. Let me explain. With the stock market, if interest rates go up, it costs corporations more to borrow, more costs, that can squeeze profits, that can affect stock prices. With bonds, bonds have a coupon rate, if you will, and if interest rates rise and you want to sell your bond after interest rates have risen, and that same issuer of that bond is now offering a much higher yield, say 5%, where yours is 3%, you would have to sell yours at 3% at a big discount. Therefore, bonds go down. You may only pay $1,000 for it, may only get $800 for it. So, generally speaking, all things remaining consistent, rising interest rates relatively put a damper on both stock market and bond market. But let's take a look here a little bit more at historical interest rates. We still at our approximately 50-year low of interest rates in this country. So when we take a look at that, interest rates really from a historical standpoint, they're so low from a historical standpoint, they really have nowhere to go but increase. Now, there's also talk about a recession, et cetera, and there are many perils out there. But since we're talking about the news, if we look at the news, what are some of the major geopolitical risks that are out there? Because what happens in the world economy does affect the American economy. 50 years ago, America was a lot more sovereign, but now what happens in the world economy certainly affects the U.S. economy. So if we look at some geopolitical risk out there, well, you've got Korea and Iran. They're kind of raising their ugly heads. You certainly have tariff wars with China. And not only that, you also just have cycles in the economy, expanding, receding, for recessions, that's always out there. And then we talk about rising interest rates. So all of these can play a role. What we look at Worry-Free Retirement is we set up a process that is not predicated on the market, that is a game plan to reduce your losses, fees, and taxes so that you can better use, enjoy, and protect and spend your retirement. So if you have a question or a pressing financial concern, or just want to register for our next speaking engagement, or if you would like to sit down to have a no-cost, no-obligation second opinion strategy session, or just get a copy of our free book, contact us. You'll be happy you did. And remember, live wise, well, and worry-free.